Today I will show you how I did this interesting photo manipulation. So let's start. Hey guys, it's Nemanja and welcome to another really fun episode. Today I will show you how I did this really cool photo manipulation that I named Eiffel, First Interplanetary Wireless Charging. And I got this idea by looking at some wireless chargers, and the market is like overwhelmed with a lot of interesting wireless charging systems, and I got the idea, well, maybe I can use some kind of an object like architecture, Eiffel Tower, to use it as a wireless charging system for spaceships in the future. Who knows? Everything is possible. So today I will show a lot of interesting tips, tricks and techniques how to combine all elements together, how to add those light beams, etc. So let's jump straight into Photoshop and let the fun begin. Right guys, we are here in Photoshop and today we will use just two images. The image of an Eiffel Tower and this spaceship right here that I already extracted out of the background to save the time for this tutorial. So it was really easy, just remove the black background, that's it. So what I like to do, I like to copy the spaceship, go back to our document and just paste it. That's it. I will just paste it. Now it's too big. Let's try to center it something like this and center Eiffel Tower. And now I just want to move it up. I'm holding Shift key to be able to move it just up and down, not left and right. That's really cool. So I will put it somewhere here. I will make it smaller by pressing Control or Command key and T. Control T and Command key T, P, T, Shi, Li, Gili, B, G, T, G, blah, 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 blah. Forget about this. I will make it smaller by pressing Control or Command T and just make it smaller. Normal thing. Don't stress about it. Okay, so I want the size like this. And now I will bring it back to see if it's centered. Not quite like this. Then put it more up. And that's basically it. Maybe to move it a little bit down. Something like that. Okay, the next step is to create that light beam that will wirelessly charge the spaceship from the Eiffel Tower and some light beams from the spaceship and some light glows, etc., and combine everything together. So let's do it. Let's create the light beam. Now that I'm looking, this spaceship from a distance, I think maybe it's too big, but why not? Let's have a huge spaceship. Let's leave it like that. And I will create a new layer. First, let's name this spaceship. And this is background. Okay, and now let's create a new layer. I will not rename it now because I will make a group and name a group. You will see. And I will use just a white color. So white. I will use a brush, really soft one. So make sure the hardness is 0. This is cool. And 100% opacity right there. So this is cool. And I will create a light beam. And that's it. The photo is done. Really simple. The fastest photo manipulation that I've done in a long time. Okay, you don't like it. I don't like it either. So let's fix it. Let's go right there, undo it, and make the brush small to be like this part of the Eiffel Tower antenna or whatever it is. So let's see. This is cool. Maybe even narrower, like almost like that. So I'll press and click right there in the center, all right, and go up here by holding Shift, and on the Mac it's Shift again. And just press and click right there. I will make this straight line. This is really cool. In case your line is not straight and you want to make sure that you have a really straight line, there is a quick fix for it. So let's undo it. Let's create like, click here and then line like this. And you can see it's not quite straight. Then you can press Control or Command R on a keyboard to get this ruler. So you can see the ruler right there and here. And I will move with the just go here, grab and move it and center it on the Eiffel Tower. Then I can go right there, press Control T or Command T, and by holding Control or Command, I will just move this handle and make it straight. So as you can see, this is now really straight beam, maybe a little bit more to the right, like that. And that's it. Now we can go to the Move tool and just grab this helper and move it away from the screen. And this is it. You have really nice straight beam. Now let's create a group. Let's press Control or Command G and name the group Light Beam. Okay, and this is it. Now I will create a new layer. From normal, I will go to linear dodge blending mode. And in case you're not familiar with the blending modes, they're really powerful tools in Photoshop. You can go and watch my tutorial about all the blending modes explained on the link right there. All right, let's go back. I will now choose a blue color. So I will choose a brush, press Alt or Option key and choose just some kind of a blue color from the sky. Maybe like that. And a little bit wider maybe. I'm using still soft brush. I will press here, but I want maybe 20 or 30% opacity, maybe 20. I will press here, okay, and then holding Shift, press back there and just go a few times up and down, just a few times. I think this is okay. Then I will create again a new layer, again linear dodge blending mode, and I will just build the effect. It will be much better than just to paint on one layer everything. It will not give such nice glow, so make sure to remember that it's always better to build layer by layer in the linear dodge blending mode. It will have much better effect. So you will see now I will make a bigger brush like this, click here, holding Shift, click there, and just go a few times, maybe even wider, a little bit wider. Okay, this is really cool. So you can see I have really nice cool glow right there. So this is really nice light beam, and the beauty of this is that you can use the same technique to create like a lightsaber, for example, whatever you want to have this kind of glow, light glow beam effect. Okay, then there is another trick. We can go at a beam or the beam group and create hue and saturation adjustment layer and move it out of the group and clip it to affect only the group, and then you can change the beam color in case you don't like blue. Maybe you want some kind of orange, yellow, I don't know, do whatever you want. Maybe this is cool for you, but that's an option. I will not change the color, I'll just leave the layer here just to for you to remind you that you can do that. But I will create another layer, put it in a linear dodge blending mode, and I will use white color, so complete white color, okay? And now I will go with again 20% opacity and just create like a big circle here. That's cool. And I will go right there, make a brush smaller, and just build the effect here, just to make this a little bit more interesting. So this is cool. And I really like it. In case you don't like it, you can always go with a layer mask and the black color and just erase the parts of the effect that you don't like, but it's pretty much cool. So I really like it. Big strong light beam, it's going to the spaceship and charging through this, I don't know, collector of power or whatever it is. It's charging the spaceship, and then the small spaceships can go. They're really economical, electrical, safe, nature safe spaceships, so they are running just on electricity. Okay, so let's go and add a few more effects. I will close the light beam group and I will go right there and create another layer. I will name it again beam, but light beam from the spaceship. So spaceship light beam. Okay, this SSH is spaceship. And I will show one way how you can do it. Of course, you can do it in several different ways. There are plenty of methods. Let me show you the easiest and the fastest way that I personally don't like because it's the sloppiest way to do it. Again, make sure to have a layer in a linear dodge blending mode, and I will just make a brush a little bit bigger and just create like light beam, and this is it. Okay, this is pretty decent right there, and you can leave it like that and go right there and create another, maybe like that, and this is it. So we have two light beams, but I will make it a little bit more precise. So I will delete that and I will use a pen tool. P on a keyboard for a pen tool. In case you don't know how to use a pen tool, again, I have a pen tool explained tutorial on the link right there, so make sure to check it out. Okay, and I will just make a path for the pen to to follow that path. You will see, actually I just said something strange, so let me show you what I want to make. I want to create the path that will go something like there, then from here towards there, and from here somewhere towards there, so light beam like that. And I can just leave it this for guidance. I can lower the opacity. Now pay attention that I paint this on the same layer here, and I need to delete it or to create a new layer. So I will go right, where is the end? So somewhere here actually. I will go there and go right there, and I will go here, and then just trace this, go here, and make sure to make a mess like this, right? So this is something that needs to be right there. I need to make a circle. This is really cool, but before I connect everything, I just want to undo one step before I connect everything. I just want to go with the eraser and just erase these beams right there, these guidelines, because I don't need it. Now we'll go in a pen tool, connect everything, and then press Ctrl or Command and Enter to transform this path into selection, and that's it. And now I will fill the layer with the blue color, because the blue color is the background color. I will press Ctrl and backspace, and that's it. So the opacity here is 23%. Now it's 100%, but I really like it to lower the opacity. Then I will create a layer mask, and I will just go. Actually, guys, there is even better trick to do it. Before you paint here with anything, just create a layer mask. The mask will be in the shape of, as you can see, of that path, of that selection, and then you can fill the whole layer with the blue color. It's the same effect, but now you have the option to double click on the mask and go and feather it. And now you can feather the edges. So let's boost the opacity to see. This is before, and this is with the feather edges. I really like it. It's more subtle effect. Okay, then you can lower the opacity and leave it like that. And also you can go to gradient tool, make sure to use black to transparent or black to white. Actually black to transparent, because you don't want to mess with the white. Black to transparent, make sure that the black color is your foreground color, and just go with it and remove some parts of the light beam just to have this really nice subtle effect. Maybe you want to increase the opacity a little bit, and that's it. Now I will do the same for the left side. I will just fast forward and come back. Right guys, so this is it. As you can see, I have two light beams from the left and from the right. Maybe I can go here and just erase those parts from the up. And this is pretty cool, so I really like it. I will just make them even more subtle, just to barely see them, but you know, because before and after, your brain will notice that there is like small beam effect, and that's it. Now what you can do, you can create another layer to put it in a linear dodge blending mode. That's a magic blending mode for today, and go with some kind of orange color. So maybe something like this, but darker version of orange, and just go and paint with a soft brush to emphasize maybe 50%, just to add some kind of a glow here on some lights. But there is a really cool way how to do this at once. You don't need to go and paint on each and every light here. Let me show you that really quickly. I will just erase everything, and I just want to make selection of just those lights, nothing else, just those lights. And there is a really cool trick to do it. What you need to do is just to make sure that only thing that is visible on the screen is a spaceship. So I will press Alt or Option key and click on the eyeball here, and only the spaceship will be visible. Now I will go to channels, press and hold Control or Command key, click on it to load just the brightest part of the image. So from 50% brightness and up to 100%. That's cool. Now I will go back again, press Alt or Option key, click on the spaceship eyeball icon to make everything visible, and just create a layer mask on that empty layer. Okay, that's the first step. And now if I show you how the layer mask looks, you can see that if you're familiar with layer masks, you know that everything what is 100% bright is visible through the layer, and everything that is black will not be visible through the layer, so everything in between will be semi-transparent. So now what we want to do, we want to make everything black except those lights. So we first want to make the background black. How to do it? It's really easy. Let's go back and let's select the spaceship. To select the spaceship, you need to press Ctrl or Command key, click on the spaceship, load the selection of it, and then invert the selection. You can go to layer and then actually to select and then invert selection. Here, inverse, Shift Control I is the shortcut, or Shift Command I on a Mac. And then just fill this selection with a black color on the mask. Make sure that you're on the mask. Press Alt or Option key with a backspace, and that's it. Now let me show you how it looks. This is how the mask looks now. To see only the mask, you need to press Alt or Option key and just click on the mask. That's it. Now I will go to levels. I will press Ctrl or Command L to lower the levels, and I will boost the blacks, so something like that, and boost the highlights, because I just want to make sure that only those lights are visible. I will press OK, and this is our new mask. So now if I paint this layer with this kind of a color by pressing Alt and backspace, you can see that it's better before and after, but I don't want that. I want to have even wider selection. So how to do it? Let's go back here, press Ctrl or Command, click on it to load the selection of the mask. Let's press Alt to see only the mask. And what I want to do now is to go to Select, Modify Selection, go to Expand. I want to expand the selection, and let's use 3 or 2 pixels. I don't know, let's use 2 pixels, okay? So you can see the selection is expanded, and now I want to feather it. I talk too much. I know that I talk too much, but I need to explain everything here. So select, modify, and then feather it by maybe, why not 5 pixels. And now everything is feathered, and I need to fill this selection with the white, because white is a background color. Press Ctrl or Command key with a backspace, and voila, you have it. Nice feathered lights. Let's deselect by pressing Ctrl or Command D, and here it is. Really nice before and after. Now, of course, if you don't like the lights on some places, you can just go on layer mask, use a brush, black color, 100% opacity, and I will just delete the effect from some places that I really don't like. Okay, here and here I don't like, and I don't like here. Okay, maybe on this, no, I don't, whoops, like that. And in case you don't like it somewhere else, you can use maybe smaller opacity, 30% opacity, and just paint out some parts that you don't like. You can always lower the opacity of this, and this is really nice and cool. Let me show you before and after, so you have these glowing lights on the spaceship. This is a really cool way to do it. You can also change the color with hue saturation adjustment layer, clip it to affect only that, and you can always play with the colors, but I will leave it like that. I really like it. Again, make sure that the layer is in a linear dodge blending mode. Okay, now let's add another linear dodge blending mode layer and name it glow effect. And I will use blue color and just paint with 30% opacity, just paint right there to add some kind of a glow to these parts. Of course, if you want to be precise, you can again make a selection of it like I did with the other lights, expand the selection, feather it, and just add a glow. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will not do that. So I'll just go like this, a little bit bigger. And then I can create a new layer, put it into linear dodge blending mode, use a white color. So let's use a white color, okay? And just with the 30% opacity, just add some whites inside to make this even brighter. And especially here, I just want this center part to be bright. And then another linear dodge and use a blue color and go with the blue over it just to emphasize the effect. So guys, you saw me that I'm making so much layers, but this is really cool to build this kind of effect. So this is before and after. Of course, I missed this place, but don't worry, it's easy fix. And that's basically it. You can add some whites inside on the same layer. Actually, it's better to go and create new layer, but let me just show, just to add some brightness, like it's brighter inside here and maybe here too, just to show that this is possible. And that's it. I will group this. Okay, Control Command G and name glow effect. All right, so this is basically it. Now what we can do, we can go to spaceship, add color balance adjustment layer. One of the many ways how you can match the colors, how you can colorize the object in Photoshop. For now, I will do it like that. Go in the midtones, add blue and add cyan, and that's basically it. So you can choose about the intensity of it, but I really like it. This is almost it. And now let's merge all layers together with the famous keyboard shortcut Shift Control Alt E or Shift Command Option E on a Mac, but you need to go all the way to the first layer. And I will go to filter and camera raw filter. But before that, let's right click on layer, just an option in case you want it. We can do that, so why not? Convert to smart object and then filter, camera raw filter, and here we can just do some kind of color grading really fast. So what I like to do, I like to go to calibration tab and just go a little bit with orange and teal look, because I have just blue and orange look. That's cool. Let's boost the colors a little bit, maybe change the green a touch. I can add some vignetting. Then I can go and sharpen this a little bit, lower the radius and add a mask. By holding Alt Option key, I can see the mask. So I don't want clouds to be sharpened, just the spaceship and buildings down. That's cool. I can go to split toning and add some kind of bluish teal look in the shadows and maybe some orangey yellowish look at the highlights, just to split some tones a little bit like that. Then I can go and add a little bit contrast, add a little bit texture and clarity. You can dehaze it if you want, maybe some kind of a foggy look or no, whatever you want. I just want to lower the saturation and increase the vibrance a little bit. Blacks, let me see. We can emphasize the black or open the blacks, whatever you want. Maybe open the blacks and lower the shadows and add a little bit more highlights. And this is one way how you can do it. So maybe you want to, I don't know, let's leave it like that. Then I can go right here with the radial tool and just add some kind of radial in the center. And let's reset this. So reset local settings. Okay, I want to just add a little bit of exposure and shadows, maybe to make it wider. And that's basically it. Maybe whites just a bit. And then go back, and by pressing P on the keyboard, this is before, this is after, really subtle, small changes in color grading, but I really like it. I can go right there, and that's it. So we are done for today. This is like a final image. My final image looks like this. It's a little bit different. I added a few more elements and color graded a little bit different, add some kind of grain, etc. using Nik Color FX Pro, a cool plugin for Photoshop. You saw me that using a lot of time in some of previous tutorials, so that's an option too. And that's it. So the point of this tutorial is how to combine two photos together to add some kind of lighting effects using linear dodge blending mode. It's really cool blending mode to add a lot of interesting glowing effect in Photoshop, so make sure to remember that. And then to color grade everything to combine into one final photo. I hope that you like this tutorial, that you learn something new out of it. And in case you like it, in case you appreciate this content, just press the like button down below, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe in case you're not already, and also ring that bell to get notified about all the future episodes. In case you have any kind of comments, questions, etc., just leave me down there in the comment section below. I will be glad to answer it. Also, guys, if you want to support this channel, to make this channel even bigger and better, to help me to make it even bigger and better, you can do that by supporting me at my Patreon page. The link is down there in the description, and also you will get something in return like PSD files, etc. Check it out if you're up to it. Right, have fun, experiment, and see you guys in my next fun tutorial. Bye bye.